1. Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Richard Evans, a health specialist who has spent many years working with patients over 50 here in the U.S. I know the concern many of you carry. After turning 60, can you really manage diabetes and still live a healthy, joyful life? Trust me, the answer is yes. And often just one small change in your daily eating habits can make a big difference. Now I want you to picture this. Instead of waking up every morning worried about your blood sugar, you start the day feeling light, clear-headed, and confident that you're in control of your health. That's not just a dream. It can absolutely become your reality. And in this video, I'll be sharing some of the most practical, easy-to-follow tips to help you get there. So make sure you watch this video all the way through. You don't want to miss any of these important insights. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now so I can continue walking with you on this journey toward living well, feeling good, and managing diabetes in a lighter, more natural way. My friends, many of my patients over 50 often ask me, "Doctor, do I really need to restrict myself too much? And what if I skip a meal? Does that matter?" I usually smile and say, the key isn't eating less. It's eating the right way at the right time. Skipping meals is like letting your car run until the tank is empty and only then filling it with gas. The engine sputters, and it won't run smoothly. Our bodies work the same way. When you go too long without eating, your blood sugar swings, and you end up overeating later, which causes your glucose to spike. Now imagine this. Instead of riding a roller coaster of ups and downs, you keep a steady rhythm. 3 balanced meals and a couple of small snacks. Your body feels safe and your blood sugar stays much more stable. One of my patients, Mary, age 67, used to eat only 2 meals a day. Her blood sugar was often high after dinner. But when I suggested a simple afternoon snack, just a cup of Greek yogurt and a few almonds, she immediately felt better, and her after-meal glucose stopped spiking. And here's a golden rule I always emphasize. Let half of your plate be vegetables. Vegetables, fiber, and whole grains act like a net. They slow down sugar absorption and also keep your heart and digestion strong. Instead of white rice, try brown rice, oats, or a slice of whole grain bread. Just one handful of vegetables or a serving of whole grains each day can move you closer to lasting health. Lean protein, like fish, skinless chicken, or tofu, is also a foundation. It keeps you full longer, maintains muscle as you age, and prevents blood sugar from rising too quickly. I often tell patients, use your hand as a guide. 1 palm-sized portion of protein per meal is enough and well-balanced. And don't forget fatty fish, like salmon or mackerel, 2 to 3 times a week to keep your heart strong. Now, what should you avoid? You probably guessed it. Refined sugar, sodas, fried foods loaded with oil, and alcohol. These are the silent troublemakers, spiking your blood sugar and fueling inflammation that damages your blood vessels. Just 1 can of soda can contain more than 10 teaspoons of sugar. Instead, a cup of green tea or simply water will leave you feeling lighter and healthier. Have you ever felt tired and heavy after a meal full of sweets or fried foods? That's your body speaking to you. Listen to it and make changes step by step. Not to punish yourself, but to give yourself more healthy days, more joyful meals with your family. Because eating right is not just about nutrition, it's about the joy of living. You know, many people believe that the only way to manage diabetes is through medication. But in my decades of experience working with patients over 50, I've seen that everyday natural foods around us can also become powerful allies if we know how to use them wisely. I remember one patient, Linda, age 62, who told me, "Doctor, I've been taking my medication regularly, but ever since I started adding just a little cinnamon to my morning oatmeal, my blood sugar after meals has been much more stable." Cinnamon isn't a miracle cure, but even half a teaspoon sprinkled on breakfast can help slow the way sugar enters the blood. I often tell my patients, don't think of it as medicine, think of it as a smart spice. Then there's ginger, a spice you'll find in almost every kitchen. A warm cup of ginger tea after lunch not only helps with digestion, but also brings a sense of calm, lowering stress, which we know has a big impact on blood sugar. Imagine this. Just a few slices of ginger in hot water, and your body receives a signal of peace. And what about green tea? Just a small cup after a meal, rich in antioxidants, can make your body more sensitive to insulin. But a reminder, if you're sensitive to caffeine, don't drink it too close to bedtime. I also encourage my patients to carry a small bag of almonds or walnuts in their pocket. Just a handful, about 15 nuts, makes a perfect snack, giving you healthy fats and extra fiber. And of course, vegetables, broccoli, spinach. Let them take up half your plate. Not only will your blood sugar stay steadier, but your heart, brain, and digestion will all benefit too. But let me be clear, these foods are meant to support, not replace, your medication. If you're on insulin or blood sugar-lowering drugs, be mindful when adding new foods, and keep an eye on your numbers. Used wisely, though, they become quiet companions, helping you live healthier, calmer, and lighter each day. So, have you tried any of these small tips yet? If not, why not start with just one? Maybe a cup of ginger tea this afternoon, or a handful of nuts when you feel hungry, and then listen to how your body responds. You know, many people believe that the only way to manage diabetes is through medication. But in my decades of experience working with patients over 50, I've seen that everyday natural foods around us can also become powerful allies, if we know how to use them wisely. I remember one patient, Linda, age 62, who told me, "Doctor, I've been taking my medication regularly, but ever since I started adding just a little cinnamon to my morning oatmeal, my blood sugar after meals has been much more stable." Cinnamon isn't a miracle cure, but even half a teaspoon sprinkled on breakfast can help slow the way sugar enters the blood. I often tell my patients, don't think of it as medicine, think of it as a smart spice. Then there's ginger, a spice you'll find in almost every kitchen. A warm cup of ginger tea after lunch not only helps with digestion, but also brings a sense of calm, lowering stress, which we know has a big impact on blood sugar. Imagine this. Just a few slices of ginger in hot water, and your body receives a signal of peace. And what about green tea? Just a small cup after a meal, rich in antioxidants, can make your body more sensitive to insulin. But a reminder, if you're sensitive to caffeine, don't drink it too close to bedtime. I also encourage my patients to carry a small bag of almonds or walnuts in their pocket. Just a handful, about 15 nuts, makes a perfect snack, giving you healthy fats and extra fiber. And of course, vegetables, broccoli, spinach. Let them take up half your plate. Not only will your blood sugar stay steadier, but your heart, brain, and digestion will all benefit too. But let me be clear. These foods are meant to support, not replace, your medication. If you're on insulin or blood sugar-lowering drugs, be mindful when adding new foods and keep an eye on your numbers. Used wisely, though, they become quiet companions, helping you live healthier, calmer, and lighter each day. So, have you tried any of these small tips yet? If not, why not start with just one? Maybe a cup of ginger tea this afternoon, or a handful of nuts when you feel hungry, and then listen to how your body responds. My friends, I know that many people over 50 often sigh and ask me, "Doctor, I'm so used to eating faux rice bread. Now that I have diabetes, do I have to give them all up?" And I always smile and reply, "No, you don't need to give them up. You just need to make a few adjustments." Because I believe food is not just about nutrition. It's memory, culture, and the warmth of family. If we cut all of that out, we lose some of the joy of living. Take a bowl of pho in the morning. Instead of loading it with noodles and fatty cuts, simply ask for fewer noodles. Add extra vegetables, bean sprouts, and herbs. Choose lean meat, and a clear broth with less oil. And when you eat, try enjoying the meat and vegetables first, then the noodles. Science shows this slows the rise of blood sugar and leaves you feeling lighter. Rice is the same. You don't have to give it up, just switch to a smaller bowl, or use brown rice or rice mixed with beans. And remember the Smart Plate formula: half vegetables, a quarter lean protein, and only a quarter rice. I've seen many patients use this approach, and within just a few weeks they felt less tired after dinner, and their blood sugar readings became much more stable. As for bread, don't worry. Choose whole grain bread, pair it with eggs, tofu, or chicken breast, and add lots of vegetables. If it's just a snack, Half a small roll is enough. And don't forget, it's often the sweet sauces and spreads like jam or butter that cause blood sugar to spike. And porridge? Instead of making it with white rice and sugar or condensed milk, try oats or quinoa. Add a little tofu, fish, and chopped vegetables. It's still the same warm, comforting dish, but now it becomes a healing bowl that nourishes your body. You see, we don't need to turn away from the foods we love. We just need to change the way we cook them, adjust the portions and even the order in which we eat. Eat smart, eat wisely, and you can keep the flavors of home while protecting your health. I want you to remember this. Food is not the enemy of diabetes. In fact, when used well, it can become your companion, helping you go further and live more joyfully with your family. So tell me, have you ever tried giving your favorite dish a little makeover of your own? Who knows, that one small change might open the door to a whole new journey, delicious, satisfying, and healthier for your life. My friends, many people over 50 often tell me, "Doctor, I never know how much I should eat. Sometimes I worry I'm eating too little and won't have enough energy. Other times I eat more and fear my blood sugar will rise." I usually smile and share with them a surprisingly simple secret, what I call the SMART plate and the hand portion guide. I want you to picture a round plate in front of you. Half of that plate should be vegetables, steamed, boiled, or lightly stir-fried with a touch of oil. Vegetables not only fill you up, but they also act like a shield, slowing the way sugar enters your blood. Then, 1/4 of the plate is for lean protein, just the size of your palm. It could be a piece of grilled salmon, skinless chicken breast, or even simple tofu. The other 1/4 is for healthy carbs, 1 handful of brown rice or a slice of whole grain bread. And finally, good fats, just the size of your thumb, from a teaspoon of olive oil or a little nut butter. One of my patients, James, age 70, once told me, "Doctor, I'm not used to weighing my food in grams. It's too confusing." But when I showed him how to use his own hand as a measuring tool, he laughed and said, "Oh, that's easy. I've got my mobile scale with me everywhere I go." After a few months, he felt lighter, his blood sugar stabilized, and most importantly, he no longer feared mealtime. Isn't that amazing? You don't need a scale or to count every gram. Just look at your own hand. It's personal. If your hand is smaller, your portions are smaller. If your hand is larger, your portions are larger. And it's simple, easy to remember. I want you to try this at your next meal. Use your hand as a guide. Arrange your plate with 1-2 vegetables, 1-4 protein, 1-4 healthy carbs. Then listen to how your body feels afterward. You'll discover that healthy eating isn't complicated at all. It's really about returning to balance. Because in the end, good health doesn't come from complicated formulas. It comes from simple habits you can do every single day, starting with the hand you already have. You know, there's one thing I always remind my patients over 50. No two people are the same. 2 people can eat the exact same banana. One person's blood sugar stays steady, while the other's spikes. That's why, when it comes to managing diabetes, we can't just rely on general advice. We need to listen to our own bodies. And the simplest way to start is with a food journal. I often tell my patients, try writing things down for just 7 days. What you eat, what time you eat, how active you are, and most importantly, your blood sugar before and 2 hours after each meal. After just 1 week, patterns become clear. You'll see which foods send your sugar up and which ones your body accepts more easily. One of my patients, Susan, age 65, loved eating white rice. But when she tracked her meals, she realized that simply replacing half a bowl of rice with an extra bowl of vegetables made her numbers much more manageable. I also teach what I call the 1 small change at a time principle. You don't need to flip your entire diet in 1 day. This week, try eating half a bowl less of rice and adding more veggies. Next week, switch white bread for whole grain. These small, steady changes add up to big results over time. And of course, a home blood glucose meter is essential. Just checking before and 2 hours after meals shows you immediately which foods work for you. If you have access to a continuous glucose monitor, CGM, you can see the exact peaks after eating, and even adjust the order of your meals. Vegetables and protein first, carbs last. I want you to remember this. Monitoring isn't about pressure. It's about empowerment. It gives you control. It turns your meals from a source of worry into a journey of discovery, discovering what your body truly needs and responds well to. When you understand yourself better, diabetes no longer feels like a battle but a partnership with your own body. So let me ask you, have you ever tried keeping a food journal? If not, start today. Just a pen, a notebook, and 1 week of listening to your body. I promise you'll be surprised at what you discover. Friends, many people over 50 often tell me, "Doctor, I'm afraid of eating snacks because I think they'll make my blood sugar worse." But the truth is different. If you choose wisely, snacks not only won't harm your blood sugar, they can actually help keep it steady and prevent that intense hunger that makes you overeat at the next meal. Picture this. In the late afternoon, instead of sitting there hungry and tired waiting for dinner, you bite into a crisp apple with a small spoonful of creamy peanut butter. The natural sugar in the apple enters your body slowly, while the healthy fat from the peanut butter keeps you satisfied longer. It's a simple, balanced, and gentle combination. One of my patients, Helen, age 68, used to skip snacks because she was afraid of gaining weight. But then she'd arrive at dinner so hungry that she ate twice her usual amount of rice. When I suggested she try a cup of unsweetened Greek yogurt with a small handful of nuts instead, she was surprised at how much easier it was to control her dinner, and her blood sugar afterward became much more stable. Rye bread with a little fresh cheese is another great option. It's delicious and gives you steady energy. Or something even simpler, a few carrot or cucumber sticks dipped in hummus, a chickpea spread packed with protein and fiber. Have you ever felt shaky or weak just because you waited too long to eat? If so, you know exactly what I mean. Snacks act like a bridge, helping your body safely cross the gap between two main meals. The key is balance. Pair about 15-20 grams of healthy carbs with a little protein or healthy fat. Just a small amount, but powerful enough to keep your blood sugar smooth throughout the day. So don't be afraid of snacks. Think of them as little gifts you give your body to help you not only live healthier, but also live calmer and more fully each day. My friends, have you ever asked yourself, what should I drink every day to stay healthy and keep my blood sugar under control? Most people focus on food, but they forget that what we drink also plays a big role in keeping our bodies in balance. I want you to imagine this. Our body is like a garden, and water is the stream that keeps that garden alive. After age 50, the feeling of thirst often becomes weaker. Many people drink too little water, which leads to fatigue, dry skin, and even unstable blood sugar. Drinking enough plain water, clear, cool, natural, is the simplest gift you can give yourself every single day. Beyond that, an unsweetened herbal tea, like chamomile or ginger, in the afternoon doesn't just relax your body, it also brings a sense of warmth and calm. And what about coffee? The good news is, you don't have to give it up. Just enjoy it in the morning. Avoid drinking it after 2 or 3 p.m. so it won't affect your sleep, and it's best to pair it with breakfast to avoid jitters. But there's one thing I must remind you. Stay away from sodas and packaged fruit juices. These are loaded with quick sugars that send your blood sugar soaring in just minutes. I once had a patient, John, who thought drinking boxed orange juice every morning was healthy. But when we checked his blood sugar, it had doubled. After switching to water, and only occasionally enjoying a diluted fresh orange juice with meals, his blood sugar started to stabilize. You see, what you drink every day might seem simple, but it has a huge impact on your health. So choose plain water, herbal teas, and maybe one morning coffee, and slowly cut out those sugary drinks. That's how you plant the seeds for a healthier, sharper, and more balanced body each day. And let me ask you, have you ever noticed how your body feels if you drink only water for a full week? If not, I encourage you to try it and experience for yourself the powerful difference that one small habit can make. Many of my patients ask me, "Doctor, is it normal that every time I go out to eat or attend a special event I feel anxious? I don't know what to order, how much to eat, and I'm afraid my blood sugar will spike afterward. I've heard that sigh so many times, and I always tell them, yes, you can absolutely enjoy those meals, you just need a simple strategy. The first step starts the moment you look at the menu. Look for dishes with vegetables and lean protein, maybe a salad, grilled fish, or skinless chicken. And don't be afraid to ask the chef to go lighter on the sweet sauces or oils. One of my patients, Richard, age 72, once told me, "Doctor, I feel embarrassed asking the kitchen to change the dish." But when he finally tried it, he was surprised to find that everyone was more than happy to help, and he could enjoy his meal with peace of mind. The second step, and this one is very important, is the order in which you eat. Imagine starting your meal with a plate of crisp vegetables, then moving on to some fish or lean meat. By the time you get to the carbs, rice, bread, or pasta, your stomach is already lined with fiber and protein. Science shows this way of eating helps your blood sugar rise more slowly and steadily, instead of spiking up and crashing down. And finally, don't forget to move afterward. Just a 10-15-minute walk around the restaurant, or if it's raining, even some light steps in place can help your body handle the glucose much better. A small action, but it's the secret to leaving the table feeling light instead of heavy. I want you to remember this. Eating out is not the enemy. It can still be joy, a time of connection with family and friends. As long as you choose wisely, eat in the right order, and get in a little movement afterward, even special occasions can become opportunities to live healthier, not moments of extra stress. So let me ask you, have you ever tried these 3 steps? If not, give yourself a chance the next time you go out. You'll be surprised at the difference it makes. My friends, many people over 50, often ask me, "Doctor, I know healthy eating is important, but where should I even start with my daily meals?" The truth is, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just a few small ideas can help you build healthy eating habits that last a lifetime. I want you to picture a simple morning. Instead of a sweet pastry or a sugary coffee, you start your day with a bowl of oatmeal cooked in unsweetened milk, sprinkled with a little cinnamon, topped with some crunchy walnuts, and paired with a boiled egg. Not only is that a filling and wholesome breakfast, but it also gently wakes up your body and keeps your blood sugar steady all morning long. At lunchtime, think of the smart plate. Half filled with vegetables, a quarter with grilled salmon rich in omega-3, and a quarter with brown rice. Simple, balanced, but nourishing for your heart and steady for your blood sugar. One of my patients, Alice, age 64, replaced white rice with brown rice, and she told me, "I don't feel as sleepy after lunch anymore, and my afternoons are much clearer." In the afternoon, instead of going hungry and then eating too quickly, you can enjoy a small cup of unsweetened Greek yogurt with a handful of almonds. Tasty, satisfying, and packed with fiber and healthy fats. Dinner should stay light. A piece of pan-seared chicken breast or tofu in a light tomato sauce with steamed or stir-fried vegetables plus a small serving of boiled sweet potato. That natural sweetness leaves you feeling complete without weighing you down. And don't forget the final step. After dinner, stand up and take a 10-15-minute walk around the house to help your body process the meal more smoothly. End your evening with a warm cup of ginger tea so your stomach relaxes and your mind settles. Do you see how a day can flow with meals that are simple, nourishing, and calming? If you give this a try, you'll realize that caring for your health isn't about chasing something far away. Often, it's about the small, repeated choices we make each day, the ones that quietly build a long, healthy, and joyful life. My friends, after decades of working with patients over 60 here in the U.S., I've come to realize something very important. Diabetes is not the end of the road. It's simply a reminder to slow down, to care for ourselves a little more, and to cherish every moment with our loved ones. With just small steps, eating wisely, moving gently, and keeping a positive spirit, you can take control of your health and truly enjoy a fuller life. And I want you to remember this. You are not alone on this journey. I'm here to share real experiences, simple tips you can use right away, and to walk with you every step of the way toward living well after 60. If today's message was helpful for you, Please hit like, subscribe, and share this video with your family and friends. Because who knows, you might be the inspiration that helps someone else in your circle find hope and confidence again. Together, let's build a community of older adults who are healthy, joyful, and full of energy. And I, Dr. Richard Evans, look forward to seeing you again in the next video.